Welcome back to InTooDeep. Last time on InTooDeep, we left Nassau inbound for the Exuma Islands, home of some of the bluest water in the world. We weathered out some wind on anchor before heading further south. This time on InTooDeep, we continue our adventure deeper into the Exuma Islands, where we weather out another storm on anchor, fix some minor mechanical issues, and explore some awesome spots that can only be visited by boat. As this series goes on, the videos are only getting more and more action-packed, so hop aboard, strap on your life jacket, and hit that subscribe button, because episode 4 of the InTooDeep Bahamas adventure is here. Alright guys, before we get right into it, I'd like to take a moment to talk about the sponsor of today's video, Jackery. So you've heard me talk a lot about Jackery in the past, and you might be saying, this Jackery looks a little bigger. Well, quit looking at my Jackery. I'm just kidding. This Jackery is bigger, and that's because this is the Jackery 1000 V2's big brother, the Jackery 2000 V2. Boasting double the output, this Jackery 2000 V2 is also a solar generator, similar to its little brother. You can charge this thing up with dual 200-watt solar panels. Having the Jackery on board my boat is an invaluable asset, because if my entire integrated power system fails, I have a reliable portable backup power system available. And if I had a home, I'd be sure to have 2 of these things ready to go on standby. And if one ran out of battery, well, I'd have another one ready to go. Jackery has a wide variety of backup power solutions. The other day, I saw on my Facebook page that one of my subscribers ditched his fossil fuel burning generator for Jackery's 5000 Plus model. So now his entire boat's power system is Jackery fueled. And by fueled, I mean largely in part by the sun, because remember, you can charge this thing up with Jackery's portable solar panels. Battery technology sure has come a long way. This Jackery 2000 V2 contains the smallest and the lightest 2 kWh lithium iron phosphate battery, backed by Sullivan's industry report. I have already found a variety of uses for my Jackery 2000, such as powering my portable dive compressor. This just made unlimited diving a total possibility by the ability to bring my dive compressor, plug her in, just like that. And according to the Jackery, which is at 56%, I still have over 4 hours of compressor time. And powering power tools on the go without the need to run extension cords everywhere. With hurricane season arriving and heat wave season upon us, it makes a lot of sense to have one or a couple of these ultra reliable battery backup power solutions ready to go, whether it be for your home, RV, boat, camp, or car. So be sure to check out Jackery's website. I'll leave the link in the description of this video so that you can go check them out for yourself. Thank you so much to Jackery for sponsoring today's video and for keeping me powered up when I need it the most. Now let's get right into it. Alright, we're pulling into the anchorage at Shroud Key. So that is a mooring field, and we can anchor just south of the mooring field, sort of where that yacht's anchored. Look at that yacht. What a sweet machine that thing is right there.
So beautiful here. The water's so crystal clear and blue.
We're gonna
Love
launch
it.
the jet ski.
Oh, okay.
Woohoo! We'll anchor like right over here.
What a wonderful spot today.
All right, you want to get down there?
Oh yeah.
Sweet. All right, we are anchored at Shroud Key. It is literally so beautiful here. Look, there's a fish swimming right there. It is so nice here. So we're anchored just south of the mooring field at Shroud. It's time for the jet ski to go in the water. This is the perfect place for it. So Casey's gonna help me launch the jet ski. Let's do it. All right, I'm all vested up, jet skis launched. I got the Insta360 on the back. So we are going to the Shroud Key dinghy passages. Yamaha life jacket, but piece of junk Sea-Doo jet ski. I guess I can't talk too much crap about the old Sea-Doo, but Yamaha for the win.
Yamaha.
I got the meta glasses on. We're going on the jet ski. We're going to the Shroud Key dinghy passage. Get ready for some Insta.
It's gonna be so fun.
Oh, perfect. Your leg doesn't hit it. That's perfect. Alright, we'll take it easy. So we made it to Shroud Key Beach, I guess. There's a name for this beach. I think it's called Driftwood Beach, maybe? But either way, it's pretty cool.
I'm also glad you guys are watching this, because usually I'm scared to go on the back of the jet ski with Gus. I trust his driving, but he likes to do wheelies and like glide across the waves and stuff, and then I get thrown off, and I don't like that too much. So I'm glad you guys are here, because that means I wasn't jumping off into the ocean.
She means because the camera's on the thing, I wouldn't flip it with the camera on it.
Oh.
I'm gonna go for a little swim right here.
How's the water?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, it's perfect.
The tide's going out. It's going out. There's a massive current, so be careful. I bet I could swim against it.
Wow, that is a big drop off. Well, to be honest, I'm not the greatest swimmer. So a little scared of the current. I should be a better swimmer with how often I'm on boats, but
massive amounts of current in there. She said that's called the washing machine.
who did?
That lady.
Oh, you just heard her say that?
Yeah, I had heard the term washing machine before on Navionics. Now I know what it is. Wow.
I was telling them how I'm not the greatest swimmer. Like, I should be better at swimming with how often I'm on boats, but...
That's crazy. That's the washing machine. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna float on my back and watch what happens to me.
Okay. Oh! Oh!
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Hell yeah. The tide was coming in. Yeah. I bet the best time to be here is high tide right before. That's awesome. Wow, it's ripping right here. Yeah. Don't drown me. All right, that Shroud Key dinghy ride was a 10 out of 10.
Hey, what's for dinner?
Tacos! Good morning from Shroud Key in the Exumas. I am just peachy this morning. Well, I'm peachy every morning, but wow. It is so freaking beautiful out here. So, couple quick updates. I got the video on the Insta360 of us going through the Shroud Key dinghy route yesterday, and for some reason my Insta360 is not waterproof like it's supposed to be. It didn't even get submerged. It just got splashed and it shorted out and freaking started smoking. The thing's done. So no more Insta360 footage for this voyage, unfortunately. Secondly, last night was probably the most calm night on anchor that I have had in the Bahamas thus far. Finally, the wind is gone. It's so beautiful in fact that I filled the hot tub last night. That's been going. But as the generator was running, charging the batteries, powering the hot tub, powering the air conditioning and all that stuff, it started surging. It was going like, and it really made the inverter unhappy. Nothing broke. However, I need to figure out why the generator's doing that, because I need that generator. Without that, our batteries die and then we're just dead. But I do have another generator. It's not hooked up to the inverter. In an emergency circumstance, I could hook it up to the inverter. That generator's fine, ready to go, fully serviced, all that. But I think the reason I'm talking so fast this morning is because I was just watching all of these airplane videos. Because I'll say this right now, this summer we're gonna get into something that I think you guys are gonna really enjoy. However, that aside, won't get too far into that. I need to fix the generator. it kind of was exhibiting symptoms of fuel filter, maybe, but I don't really see how the fuel filter could be clogged. Well, I guess I do see how. My tanks are probably filled with gunk. So I'm gonna do an oil change because the generator has 160 hours on it since the last oil change, and it's time. So I'm gonna change the oil, I'll change the fuel filters, we'll fire it up, and hopefully it's just fixed. That's the goal. Fingers crossed. Other than that, Casey's still in bed. She really likes her sleep. But it's like 10:30, maybe even 11 in the morning at this point. I've already had 2 cups of coffee. I am ready to rip. I really like the color of the gold Semco that I used versus the clear. It really, really makes the wood look good. We're gonna spend one more night here at Shroud Key. Probably we'll go back down the dinghy route and we'll go hang out at that beach a bit today. So first I'm gonna service the generator. Let's just flash right to that right now. I'll get dressed and service the gen set. Here's the gen set in question. See this water on the floor right here? Well, the raw water pump seems to be leaking a little bit only when you shut it off after running. It's a carbon seal in there and it's gonna need a rebuild. I did have the impeller out at one point and the shaft is still tight, so the bearing's not getting wet, but I would not say it's ideal if that is leaking. I do not have a rebuild kit. I don't have a seal kit for it. Not to mention, usually you need a press to press the bearings off the shafts. Anyways, gen set, let's do an oil change. When it was exhibiting the symptoms of surging last night, if I took load off of it, like I shut the air conditioning off, which is a big load, it would come back up and kind of stop surging, but you could tell it was still like maybe 100 RPMs below where it should be, still producing good enough power to charge the batteries. However, that's just not good for anything. So I'm hoping when I take this fuel filter out, it looks like crap. So I'm gonna take that out first and we'll see what it looks like. So I decided to do the oil change first because why not? So let's pump the oil out of this thing. Right over here, I have this little manifold valve that allows you to select either the main engine, starboard engine, or the starboard transmission, or this gen set. So selected this gen set. I'm going to take a sample because I always send the oil out to have it analyzed. This gen set has come back extremely healthy every time. But let's select starboard gen on the valve. Let's crank her up. And we'll take our sample about halfway through. That pump does not sound good. Always makes such a mess doing this for no reason at all. That sucked. Hopefully I got that on camera. That sucks. What a piece of shit. Alright, oil filter's tight, good. Now, let's see what that fuel filter looks like. This is the telltale as to if that was really the issue. The level in the bowl is low. That could potentially mean low pressure fuel pump. That filter doesn't look terrible. It's a little clogged, and you know what? Is this a 10? Yeah, this is a 10 micron. Okay. So it definitely does look a little clogged. It's a good sign. It's a good sign. Good sign, good sign. Let's pop a new filter in there. Looks like clean fuel. Looks like clean fuel, no water. I'm gonna hold off on changing the primary filter, the fine filter, because I think it's fine. That's a 10 micron in there. Usually there's a 30 in there. Probably all I have is 10s. Oh look, I got a 30. Holy crap. All right, we're gonna put a 30 in there. So the last one was a 10, this one's a 30, so we're gonna have utmost fuel flow now. Very curious if this will solve our problem. All right, let's change the O-rings on the cap. Make sure she's sitting flat. Okay. Nice and flat. Change this one. Not bad, but got the new O-rings, might as well swap them out. I see far too many people, mechanics, whatnot, just go through. They're like, oh, the O-rings, they're fine. You don't need to change them. Well, you know what? They're in the bag and they're gonna get thrown out if you don't, so you might as well. Because now we got freshy new O-rings. But before I put this on, I want to fill that up with fuel. All right, now we're filled up and we can rule out the Raycor as being an issue because we got a 30 micron in there, so we're gonna have better flow than ever. All right, let's fill this thing up with oil. Guys, don't judge with the Super Tech oil, please. This stuff's just as good. This oil is literally fine. Half of these oils are made in the same damn factory. This is 2 gallons. This thing's supposed to take 8 quarts. So this is 8 quarts. But I'll stop right before the end because she might not need all 8. We don't want to overfill her. All right, let's fire that up, see where that gets us. I'm gonna shut the output switch off because I don't want the inverter to kick over. All right, well, clearly we lost our prime even though I shut the valve off, so she might take a little bit to get her prime back. Sounding good. I'm gonna clean up, shut this down, check the oil, see if it's fixed. Let's see if it's good. I haven't loaded it yet. Let's load it. The inverter takes 15 seconds to kick over, so you'll see it. Very shortly here, you'll see it kick over. And then, there it is. You'll hear it load up. I'll report back on its success rate. Alright, generator's been running for about an hour now. It seems to be rock solid. I haven't turned the AC on to see if loading it up has an adverse effect on it, but it's pretty loaded. Charging the batteries. In the mix of making a kasha omelet. Looks wonderful. It's pretty much done. I'm going to take that off the heat right there. But I'm also making water. I have the water maker running, and this is the first time in history that I have taken a sample of the water to try it. Fresh out of the water maker. I have to say, Seawater Pro nailed their water maker. This water, it's tasteless. They say water maker water has no minerals or anything in it, so you should add minerals or something. Well, I'll tell you right now, this water, it's literally tasteless. You're hiding.
No, I thought I heard you call me, but then I came in and...
Come try this water.
Oh, God.
This is fresh out of the water maker. Like, literally fresh out of the water maker. Tell me what you think it tastes like. What do you think?
It tastes very good. It kind of just tastes like Poland Spring or something. Like.
Well, I think it tastes like nothing. Anyways, if you're in the market for a water maker, whether it be portable, whether it be for your boat, whether it be... They even sell a house system. Go check out seawaterpro.com. No, I'm not sponsored by them. Just a group of kick-ass guys making good water makers, all USA made, just quality. Check them out. Look at this. Chef Gus. I'm gonna split it with Casey. And now, it is time for dinner. So I just made us pasta, threw some sauce on there, and it's some good sauce. If you look at the ingredients, it's only the best. No preservatives or nothing. I have a better one than this. This is kind of commercial, but it's organic, non-GMO. Anyways, not the best for protein for the night, but Casey made us these drinks with some pineapple in them. They're pretty good. Ready for dinner?
I'm ready.
It is absolutely picture perfect out here. We just ate our dinner. It was awesome. There's the hot tub. That's the filter out of it. I took that out because we're just doing salt water. But the hot tub is officially at 104 degrees. Off-grid system powered. It is so nice. So what I'm thinking is right now I'm gonna fly the drone because a ton of boats pulled in here, and it looks pretty cool. We're anchored out with a bunch of boats, and then we're gonna go in the hot tub. I'm gonna jump in the water, I think, cool down, even though, I mean, I don't know, get cold in the water maybe. I think it's hard to get cold in this water though, but it's so nice out. Absolutely awesome. Just a relaxing evening. Tonight will be the real test for the generator. See if the fuel filter fixed it. But at least she's got fresh oil in her now. It's so nice out.
It's beautiful.
Wow.
Show me how to love. Maybe I'm going through a drought. You don't even have to do too much. You can turn me on with just a touch, baby. I look around, since city's cold and empty. No one's around to judge me. I can see clearly when you're gone. And I said, I can see the sun light up the sky, so I hit the road in overdrive, baby. Oh, the city's cold and empty. No one's around to judge me. I can see clearly when you're gone. And I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can't sleep until I feel your touch. I said, ooh, I'm drowning in the night. Oh, but I'm like this, you're the one I trust. I'm just coming back to let you know I can never say it on the phone. They'll never let you go this time. I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can't sleep until I feel your touch. Hey, hey, I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can't sleep until I feel your touch.
So you probably just saw that sunset, and now we got the hot tub. 104 degrees. How is it, Casey?
It's wonderful. Take your little swim and come in.
I'm gonna go jump in the cold water. Well, not cold, but you know what I mean. And then get in.
What you making, Gus?
Good morning from Shroud Key. I'm making a spinach omelet this morning. So the wind's gonna be picking up. Today's Sunday and the wind's gonna be picking up on Tuesday. So we're gonna move probably today I wanted to take the center console through the dinghy route, but of course not without making a spinach omelet. So we're gonna do this. You got any thoughts, Casey?
I would love to go down the dinghy route.
Apparently there's some other cool things we can do, like Rachel's bubble bath.
What?
I think there's something called Rachel's bubble bath.
Really? What is that?
Beats me. I gotta look into it a little more.
Oh, alright, well.
Alright. So you guys see me make all sorts of omelets and stuff. But this right here is one of my favorites. It's a spinach omelet. It's just one brick of frozen spinach, some eggs, and some cheese. Highly nutritious. I feel like I have been eating so good. Whew. Feel good. Alright. This is what my premier spinach omelet looks like. This omelet, which is now complete, consists of really only spinach, eggs, and a little bit of fresh grated parm. So I've got some really exciting news. So right now we are still at Shroud Key, and today me and Casey are gonna hop on the center console and we're gonna do a nice scenic tour route through the Shroud Key dinghy route all the way up to the waterfall washing machine area where the Shroud Key dinghy route lets out into the ocean, and the tide's going out. You have a rushing current of water, so you can hang out in there and just float around. It's really cool. We'll head back to the boat, and then we are going to head a little bit further south today. We're gonna anchor somewhere between here and Waldrick Wells. I think that's how you say it. Waldrick Wells. Anyways, really exciting news is on Wednesday we have some friends showing up. I met a guy by the name of George at the InTooDeep meetup. We had been chatting before that, but he owns Elite Fenders. All of my fenders, my boat fenders, the inflatable fenders, awesome fenders by the way. He owns the company, and him and his girlfriend Casey, so there'll be 2 Caseys on the boat, are coming out. She is a record-holding spear fisher woman, and he is also a spear fisherman. They are also sailors. He's similar to me in means of he likes to fix stuff and set his boat up and stuff like that. So they weren't able to bring their sailboat out here this year, but they've been here many times before. So they're coming out to enjoy the time on a power boat. They're gonna show us around a little bit, probably do some spear fishing, hanging out. Should be a lot of fun. So that's kind of the tentative plan. The wind's gonna be picking up soon, but it'll calm down by Wednesday when they fly in. Where we're gonna pick them up is Staniel Key, and apparently we can dinghy right to the airport to pick them up, so pretty cool. But for now we're gonna eat breakfast, and we are gonna head on out to the Shroud Key dinghy route to do a nice scenic time lapse, show you some sea turtles and all the other stuff you see in there, so enjoy. All right, Casey, what are we doing right now?
We're going in the dinghy canal at Shroud Key.
Woohoo!
She calls out to the man on the street. Sir, can you help me? It's cold and I'm nowhere to sleep. Is there somewhere you can tell me? He walks on, doesn't look back. He pretends he can't hear her. Starts to whistle as he crosses the street. Seems embarrassed to be there. Oh, think twice, 'cause it's another day for you and me in paradise. Oh, think twice, 'cause it's another day for you and me in paradise.
Alrighty, so we just hung out here for quite some time. It was so nice. Casey, words on this place?
It was so nice. I was swimming for a lot of the time.
We've been here for probably 3 hours, but it's time to go home. So we're gonna head home. And if it's not too late, make it to Waldrick Wells today. But the tide came up, so it should be a little easier to get through the canal. Let's time lapse it.
You said, son, that day your mama went away with a damn near torn me apart. She sang you to sleep, that memory keeps a piece of her in my heart. So when I heard the band about to play our song, it was her way of saying that I gotta move on. Raise your glass and sing along. We're all right where we belong. Whether you're a country boy or a country girl, from the city, the sticks, or open road, raise your glass and sing along. Raise 'em up now. Wanna raise 'em up now. Raise 'em up right high. Whoa, you gotta raise your glass and sing along. We're all right where we belong. Whether you're a country boy or a country girl, from the city, the sticks, or open road, raise your glass and sing along. You gotta raise your glass and sing along. Just sing along. Oh, come on, raise your glass and sing along.
All right, right now it is 7:41 p.m. The sun just went down, and after doing some research and looking at the evolving weather forecast for the wind that's coming in tomorrow, I have made the decision that we are gonna take off right now and do about 15 to 20 miles. The wind is calm all day tonight, and rather than get beat up tomorrow, wouldn't really get beat up, but we'd be cruising in the wind. We have a direct path with no obstacles to where we're going, so we might as well just send it. What do you think, Casey?
I think it sounds like we're sending it.
Casey's like, oh no! But you know what? A little night travel? I'm always down for a little night travel in some calm water, especially when there's no clouds in the sky. So I'm gonna go check the oil real quick right now, and then we're gonna get on our way. Let's back up a little. Be a nice little night ride today. Alright, go for it. Alright, a little more. Right there. Alrighty. So I am on the flybridge right now. We are underway. That is us. We're doing 8.7 knots at 1150 RPM. Must have some nice assisting currents. So here's the deal. Here's my thoughts. That's Waldrick Wells there. And then this right here is Bell Island. Tomorrow for the wind, since it's going to be coming out of the west and the northwest, I want to come in, it's like this direction. I want to come way in here if I can. But there's no way I'd try and get in there at night. So I'm thinking, because we have to cut through here, and this is a sketchy little area to cut. So my thought is that I'll anchor right here for the night, which is nice and open, easy to get into. You have a tiny bit of protection, but the wind's going to be coming like this, so you won't really have much protection tonight. However, it's not supposed to be very windy tonight, so we will be solid. The wind picks up tomorrow. But yeah, that's us. That's where we left from, and that's where we're going. Probably an hour and a half, 2 hours, somewhere in there. Casey!
Hi.
That's crazy. I don't know if you're gonna see that in the camera, but every time the radar came around, it totally messed up the camera. That's actually nuts. I've never seen that before. Alrighty, we made it. We are pulling into the anchorage, anchoring there, and we came from all the way up there. Nice. Get her all anchored up, and we'll see you in the morning. Alright, set her down. Down goes the hook. Alright, so we took off about 5 minutes ago, and I'm coming through the sketchy of the sketchiest cuts in this whole area. You basically follow the deep water in here, because if not, you're getting stuck. So I'm gonna come through here, and we'll go from there. Wish us luck. Alright. You can kind of see where you need to go. I think I see our path. You gotta get real damn close to those rocks. Wow. It looks like we're gonna have to scooch right by these rocks. That is some sketchy. Wow. That's all sandbar. This whole thing shoaled in. But you can kind of see, I think I can see the deep water, that's all I'm saying. Damn, you gotta get mad close to those rocks. That's crazy. Basically driving into That's a scary one. Look at that. Holy crap. All right, deep water. Wow. Whoo! That shivered me timbers, let me tell you. Whoo! All right, let's go anchor this thing. Definitely nice and shallow in here. We're gonna let out probably 100 feet of chain. Wind's gonna pick up. We should get nowhere near any of that. That's gonna be shallow here. Alright.
Anyway, if you're tooling around up this way, stop by and say hi. Again, the boat's high cotton. We may go head to a beach and I may swing by later and say hi.
High cotton, that sounds great. Thank you very much for reaching out. Good talking.
Thanks, Gus. Same to you. Clear. Back to 1-6.
Alright, so we are here anchored right outside Bell Island. I'm not thrilled with the spot because when the wind starts pushing us this way, first of all, we're a little close to the rock. Second of all, when the wind starts pushing us, it might get a little shallow over here. But it's starting to blow. I think we might go to a place called Rachel's Bubble Bath, which is near here. I think it's basically just like a swelly area where the water rushes over a sandbar. The tax man is right there. Well, the Bahamas Land and Sea Park warden, he came. It's 35 bucks. 35 bucks for me to anchor here for the night. He said I should be good where I'm anchored, so I'm feeling good about it. But yeah, I think we'll hop on the center cons before it gets too windy, and then we'll head on over. Head on over. I'm gonna take a quick little swim under the boat so I can look at the anchor, see how it's performing per se, see if it's dug into the ground real nice, because this was a hard ground. That's why I was concerned. I dove under the boat with a measuring tape to see how much distance I had under the props. Should have brought the camera, but you're gonna see it right now anyhow. The ground is really hard. That's why I really don't want the boat to touch the bottom here, because one little hit would definitely bend a prop or something. When we swing this way, when the wind starts coming out of the north, shifts from southwesterly to west and then to northwesterly, we're gonna swing over here. So I'm gonna get in the water and we're gonna go take a look at the anchor, shall we? Alright, me and Casey are gonna go off to Rachel's bubble bath. I really don't know what it is, but we're gonna find out what it is. I was a little worried about being anchored here because of how shallow it is. However, I did my due diligence. I dove on the boat twice. I checked the anchor. I dove all the way over there. Did a visual depth sounding based on my height, which if I can stand on the ground and my head's not above water, the boat can definitely sit there. And I had, put it this way, I had my hands in the air like that and I was just touching the surface. So that's probably 6.5, 7 feet with my hands up in the air like that. I also drove the center console all around, basically zigzagged a depth mapping. It gets a little shallower over there, but we still have 3 feet under the keel at low tide. So and the anchor is buried. The anchor's buried. So me and Casey are gonna take the center console out. I was worried. I definitely alleviated my worries and I feel pretty good about it now. So off we go to Rachel's
Bubble bath.
There's the brow. I will say that jet ski makes it look like a toy mobile. All right, we've made it to Rachel's bubble bath. Apparently, you anchor here and you walk in yonder, and it's not really the right wind or tide from what I understand. However, it's like a pool and the waves crash over from the ocean. We're gonna go check it out. It's freaking windy. We're definitely gonna get thrashed tonight on anchor. There's a lot of boats anchored in here for this blow. It's pretty crazy. I'm glad that I did my due diligence, so I feel better about my anchor situation. That anchor is grabbed and I'm confident that we have enough depth where we are no matter what happens. So, well, as long as the anchor doesn't drag, but highly doubt it will. Highly doubt. I gotta get the sand out of my flops or I'm gonna be walking in a sandpaper. You ready for the bubble bath? Oh, you got your little merce and everything. I guess it's a purse because you're a woman.
I never carry a purse. It's just my phone was in here and I was trying to reach in to quickly grab my phone. It was just easier to grab the bag because the phone's in there.
Aha! So there was deep thought behind it. Oh wow, look at all the old conch shells. Holy crap, those are ancient. They have been eroded. That's insane. What's even more insane is how that forms in the wild. Absolutely nuts. In that underwater video you probably saw, I picked up that baby conch. That was just a baby. I wonder if there's a size limit on conchs. I wonder if they move into a different... Wow, this is too cool. I bet this water, that's probably no warmer. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit warmer. Holy crap! Holy crap! This way! This way, honey buns! If I were to exclude the foliage, I would say that this would resemble, in my thoughts at least, what the surface of the moon looks like. Just a bunch of sand and rocks and hundreds of thousands of years of erosion from space dust. But then the ocean comes into play. I think I have found the bubble bath. This is so cool. So at high tide, my guess is that the waves get pushed over on top of those rocks, and it creates this like effect. But since the tide is low right now, this water is way warmer. Whoa, ouch. It's actually much warmer than the ocean water for sure. I might have just cut my foot. Wow. It's Rachel's bubble bath. I'm gonna climb up that rock right there. Hey, be careful. I think I cut my foot on a rock. Once you get in the water, the rocks are sharp. I'm wearing my shoes. Make sure you wear your shoes. These rocks are literally dangerous. They have good grip once you get. Oh yeah, that's exactly what happens. So this is definitely Rachel's bubble bath. The waves get pushed right over there at a high tide. Oh yeah. Let's climb up here. Rachel's bubble bath. What's crazy is the ocean side is really calm today. See all the boats? It's really calm because the wind is all out of the southwest right now and then shifting totally westerly, eventually making its way to northwesterly. There's a yacht coming in though, probably going to he's probably going to Compass K Marina if I had to guess. Come to Rachel's bubble bath. You found a live sea urchin? Wow. It is so freaking nice out here. It's uncomprehendable. I am so beyond thankful to be healthy after getting chopped open about a year ago. For oh, I know that I got it in the comments. I know I got it in the comments. What'd you get chopped open for? I had an infection in my intestine from Crohn's disease. Sucks, but I have to say I've been feeling pretty damn good. So I don't want to take any medications. I don't want to say anti-medication, but I feel like natural remedies are the best. So yeah, that's how I ended up with a big infection. That and the fact that my diet, I mean, I eat clean, I try to eat clean, but you know, you go out to eat a lot, you don't know what's in half that crap. So that's what happened to me. Water is way warmer here than it is right on the ocean side. It was a wet ride getting over here, but all right, I feel like that's enough about Rachel's bubble bath. We might head over to check out the aquarium after this. We'll stop at the boat and grab our masks and snorkels, and apparently the sea aquarium is a spot that you should not miss. So we'll probably go check that out.
Look, here's the sea urchin. You can see it moving around. Look at this cool thing I found.
Wow.
And then also, look at this.
That's a baby conch.
Yeah, look. I put it right back where it goes, but you see it moving?
Yeah, that's so cool.
Then there's another one.
That's so cool.
This one? Big one.
Oh yeah, he's living in there.
Wow. And then this one looks like it's actually moved quite a bit because it was over there.
Holy crap, they crawl around.
Look at this one.
That sea urchin is nuts. If you step on that thing, that's a bad day.
Hey, what?
I wouldn't want to step on that.
Ooh. I know, you can't hold
Where do you think it's fondling, that ring thing that it's fondling? Grab it. Look at
That's
that.
not part of it?
That is a
I wasn't
wild...
sure, so I didn't touch it.
No, that's not part of it. That's like a piece of... It's trying to eat it, maybe? You don't want to get stabbed by one of those. I think they have venom. I don't think they're deadly, but...
No, fine. As long as... Okay. Look, it's like a... Oh. What's that?
Look at that thing. That is an ugly creature. What do you suppose that thing does? Phew.
Look at this thing.
Looks like a table placer.
I know. Decoration.
All right.
If you look closely, you'll probably see some other... Oh, here's another conch. There's like 3 conchs right there.
They're baby conchs.
They're probably all still alive.
I wonder if their
There's another
shells
one right
grow.
here.
I feel like I should know that. I don't...
They're everywhere.
I would think they're like snails where they move out of their shell and then they enter a bigger shell, but how are the shells created?
There's literally
Maybe the
so
conch
many.
grows the shell? No, no way. No way! I feel like that one's edible. But this is the Landon Sea Park. You can't take anything from here. No conchs for us tonight. Steak only. All right. Back to the boat. Oh, Casey loves it. All right, we're leaving Rachel's bubble bath. That was beautiful. We're gonna try and get back to the aquarium for today. I'd like to hit the aquarium today. So we have to cross this sound and it's gonna be a little choppy out there, so we'll see you at the aquarium. All right, it appears as if we've made it to the aquarium. There's 2 dinghy moorings here, but it looks like they're both occupado. All right, so welcome to the Exuma Cays Land and Sea Park. Snorkel site, $12 per person. Oh shit, we gotta pay. We'll pay tonight. We'll pay online tonight. But anyhow, we're gonna jump in here. Casey's scared. She's scared of the water. I'll take you guys with me. I should have brought my flippers though. Be careful though, because we don't have flippers on. So if you're like, let's throw a rope in the water so you can grab a rope. Here we go. There's no current. You're all right. No current. No current. careful not to accidentally crash into the boat. It'll hurt you. The boat will hurt. If you hit the propeller with your foot, it'll hurt. So be careful. That was super cool. We're out of here. You're getting good at dealing with it though. Oh my. We're home. Hot tub. Alright, tonight at Bell Island we are having a pretty simple dinner, just a couple hot dogs. Buttered bun. Not the most nutritious meal for sure, but it is what it is. So I'll keep you guys posted on how the wind goes tonight. This anchorage is filled up though, so I'm gonna do a drone pass. Check this out. This place is full. Bell Island anchorage protection popping. All right, guys, it is, what time is it? It's 11:30 p.m. I've been working on the computer, editing videos. It is the windy night tonight. The wind is absolutely cranking. I'm in this anchorage and it's packed with boats, but I'm like at the lee end of it. So everyone would drag into me and I would drag into the rocks. But I am pretty damn confident in my rock now. I got probably about 100 feet of chain out and All I have to say so far is all hell is breaking loose over there in the anchorage. You see all the anchor lights? I see spotlights, I see running lights, I see people moving around. That catamaran over there, it's got blue underwater lights, he was over there. I saw someone running back and forth on a dinghy. Heard some vague screaming, but it's like, it's too windy to really hear anything. So it's absolutely pouring rain right now. Pouring. I am just praying that my anchor holds all night. The wind is pretty much fluttering between, it's just lightened up for a split second, but I assure you it'll be back over 30 shortly here. We're holding tight right now. You can see our axis in the center here. So, whew. Fingers crossed, because those people out there dragging around, they're out in the rain right now trying to reset their anchor. Oof. Crazy thing is that we are a heavy boat with a lot of windage. Heavier and more windage than any boat in this anchorage out of the probably 50, maybe not 50, maybe 30 that are in here. Crazy. But I got a big old anchor, so hopefully that thing stays true. Fingers crossed. I don't want to have to fire this thing up. Good morning. I literally just woke up. I slept in peace because I've got that Garmin GPS right next to my bed now, so if I were to swing out of my anchor circle, it'd be alarming. Wake me up right away. Anyways, as you can see here, all night, wind shifted, we came around, but we are right in our little circle. That anchor did not move. Still blowing 25 knots, 23 knots. Yeah, the anchorage seems pretty peaceful this morning. Couple boats are gone. I think the ones that dragged. But I would not want to be picking up my anchor to leave right now unless it was like, I'm dragging, we gotta go find somewhere. But yeah, so I had a major problem with the inverter last night. Nothing to do with the batteries, everything to do with the inverter. I think the main circuit breaker failed because you just can't reset it. It won't reset. It's a Chin, that's the brand, double pole 100 amp breaker, and it's been popping way below 100 amps. I have an amp meter in the engine room, and it's been popping way below 100 amps. Not to mention I even measured the amperage through the wires with my inductive amperage meter. I have to take the inverter apart because now it won't even reset at all, so I can't charge my lithium. It's the breaker that controls the output power from the generator into the inverter. So I'm gonna go try and take it apart. I ran on the batteries all night. The batteries are at like 20% right now, so I started up my other generator that has not ran since Portland, Maine this summer. The thing fired right up, and it's an ancient generator, but I did an oil change on it, sent the oil out for analysis, came back good. Fuel filters, all that. So that generator is running right now. It's probably good for it to stretch its legs a little bit. And yeah, I'll go see if I can fix the inverter. I'm gonna have to bypass that breaker for right now. But the saving grace is that there's another breaker. There's a breaker on the output side that will still protect that, and then the breaker on the generator will protect the input side, so we should be all set. Alrighty, well, I've got the cover off the inverter. I had to take the walls apart to get to the screws on the side. Look at the size of that transformer. Holy crap. That's insane. And that right there looks like our problem. So I'm guessing that was a loose connection, because if it weren't loose, we wouldn't have had that problem. Those wires wouldn't be burnt like that. See this loop that they do? That's for some sort of interference purposes. I'm gonna be careful where I touch in here because I'd bet you there's a big capacitor somewhere, maybe those back there that are holding juice. But I'm gonna take this apart, see if I can fix it. All right, well, I'm pretty deep into this inverter right now. That was definitely the problem. I bet you this connection was loose because I was not drawing anywhere near to the rated amperage. As soon as I undid that screw, the plastic broke apart. That's the wire. Absolutely destroyed. For some reason they used 2 doubled up wires. I have some nice 6-gauge wire. I'm gonna make new wires for this, and for now I'm gonna feed it right into the AC input. Since there's a breaker on the since there's a breaker on the generator side, I won't really need to worry, because if there was any sort of short from either in the inverter or through this wire, it would immediately blow the breaker on the generator. So versus like grid power, which is what this thing's really designed for. So I'm going to undo these, make some jumpers. They're going to go from there to there, and this thing should work perfect until I'm able to get a new breaker. Getting her done. I know deleting the breaker is not the best thing to do, but I'm SOL. If I don't do this, then I can't use my off-grid system, and then I would have to disconnect the generator and plumb it back into the panel unless I wanted to run the old generator all the time, the one that's running right now. I really have no choice but to do this until I can get a new breaker. And like I said, it is protected on the generator side, so if there was a short in any of these wires going through any walls or anything, it would immediately blow the generator's breaker, the main breaker on the Jenny, which, by the way, is a 75 amp breaker. So that would have blown if I was drawing too much power in the first place, considering this is a 100 amp breaker. Never blew that breaker. So, all right, I'm gonna make some wires and I'll report back and we'll go back in. So basically this just goes from here to there. That goes from there to there. I've got some nice 6-gauge wire I can use. Alrighty. This is what I came up with. 2 nice thick wires that go down straight there, bypassing the breaker. I'll put the breaker back in there just as a dummy, but look, it doesn't even reset. This breaker literally does not reset anymore. You can see that side's still good. That side's junk. So these are way thicker than what was there. I'll put a little piece of hose there to keep it just away from everything, and this is gonna work good. I'll check the connections on the other breaker just to be safe. I found a couple other loose connections too. Whew. I mean, this is factory, and you know, shouldn't be happening, but all right, wired up, little protection right there. Junk breaker is just chilling now, doing absolutely nothing. Doesn't even reset. Other breaker for the output still in check. We are good to go. Let's put the cover back on, see what she does. All right, so it's still pretty windy. It's still cranking 20 knots. Look at the depth though. 3.3, 3.4 feet. Right now it's low tide, and I am so curious how much water is underneath the keel right now. Depth finder says 3.3, 3.4, 3.2, 3.3. So this will be a good gauge for me as to the depth finder's exact correspondence to ground clearance. Let's go take a look, shall we? All right, let's go for a little swim. It's cold and windy, but we gotta do it. It's not that cold. Here we go. with inches, inches, inches. Alright, so as you just saw in that video, I dove under the boat and there is not a lot of room. Sorry, I was holding my breath and I couldn't really hold the tape measure, but we have like 6 max inches underneath the propellers and 4 under the keel. So I think if I pull my anchor in, we're gonna get back into slightly deeper water. And now that the wind is shifting more northerly and ultimately easterly, it's starting to get rolly in here, and I'm worried that with the boat rocking that the props are going to touch the ground, and the ground's not that soft. So I think what we're going to do is pull the anchor in and see if we can scoot on out of here, head towards Daniel Key. Go out in the ocean for a couple miles and then swoop back in. Should be good. Alright, time to pull the old anchor in, and we still got a nice hefty breeze with us.
Can do it. To empty the hot tub. We're leaving Belle Island. We're going to Staniel. Casey and George are coming out tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
I loved it here at Belle Island, even though we were only here for like a day. The sea aquarium was really cool, and so was Rachel's bubble bath. I wish we got to check out the cave and climb that mountain, but we'll find some other caves to explore.
A little shallow in here. Look at the shoals.
Sorry guys, I'm covering the microphone, but can only do so much. It's pretty windy out today. Check on the center console. Doing good.
Bell Island. Lacey? See you later. Bell Island, you housed us quite nicely. And with this wind, I think the ocean side's gonna be nice and beauty. Nice and beauty.
Nice what?
Nice and beauty. We got a tanker coming up, looks like. In deeper water, which I like. Alright, so we popped right out in the ocean. And now we're popping right back into the cut through Conk's Rock. Conk Rock Cut. Conk Cut. I guess it goes by many different names. However, there are some rocks you got to be careful of in here. I actually see them over there. Some surface rocks. And then more over there. My path looks pretty clear. We're gonna cut right in here, we'll be good to go. Major current and major wind in here. That's Rachel's bubble bath right on the other side of that thing. That's where we were. Shoo-hoo! That's quite the vessel, huh? Wow. She's a beauty. All right, and a short while later, here we are pulling into Big Major Key. This is the anchorage at Big Major. I'm gonna find a nice spot to anchor up in here, and this is where we'll spend our next couple days at least. Sweet! Wind's gonna settle down tonight into tomorrow, so we don't really need to worry too much, but get the boat in here, anchor out, should be an awesome spot. All right, we are anchored and we're getting bobbed around with the seas slightly, but the wind's gonna calm down. And we have arrived. Power off the electronics. And me and Casey are gonna try and go to land today. Maybe we can go eat at a restaurant or something. Holy crap. Anchor grabbed real good, so. And we have a lot of room here. Depth is not a concern, so that's always a good thing. Hey, this is Sincerity back on channel 17, over.
It's Sincerity, it's Freestyle.
Oh, hey Freestyle, you're right in front of me.
Roger that.
That's pretty cool, nice Hatteras.
Sincerity, Freestyle.
This is Sincerity, can you hear me?
Roger.
That's a nice Hatteras you got there.
Thank you. It was a 54 motor yacht that somebody had the kindness to put an extension on it back around 2000 to make it a 62 cockpit motor yacht. And so when I got this, Pat Murphy saw it and got rid of his 53 and got a 67 cockpit motor yacht.
Wow. Yeah, me coming from the 50 motor yacht, I can see how awesome having that cockpit is.
Yeah, that's the one drawback. I love the new boat, but the not having a cockpit changes a lot of what you do.
Absolutely. Boarding, unboarding, you can fish off the cockpit. It's awesome.
Yeah, and this one, unlike the factory ones, is about 7 feet deep, so it's a big garage in there. And I've got the water maker. There used to be a jet ski. Now I've got a couple deep freezes, and you know, all the toys are down there.
Wow, that is too cool. It's too bad that Pat's not out here right now.
Yeah, he goes later in the year. I think he's going north this year.
I might see him on my northbound trek. I see you're from Tampa.
Yeah, I live in Tampa. I still work full time, so Starlink has me out here. I've been here about 6 weeks, but I gotta go back in a couple weeks.
That is too cool. You by yourself or?
Rotating crew. Today I've got my 27-year-old middle son who's here, which is a relief. I've had a bunch of old guys like me driving me, so it's kind of nice.
Wow, that is awesome. Little rolly out here right now, huh?
Nothing compared to last night. Last night was rough.
I was ducked out behind Bell Island, and believe it or not, it was calm sea-wise. It wasn't rolly, but the wind was ripping.
Did you have a good hold?
Yeah, we held real nice, didn't drag an inch, but there were a couple boats in there that had some trouble.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And it was tight in there too. It was tight.
How you been doing towing that tow? I was surprised when you had it still paid out when you backed up down on your anchor. Oh shit, he's gonna throw his tow line.
Yeah, so I had that tow line made at Miami Cordage. It's all Dyneema, so the rope floats, the line floats. Usually I have it connected to the tow eye on the center console, but when we left earlier, I forgot to connect it to the tow eye, so we dragged it by the cleats, which is bad today. I didn't want to stop because we were just going to get tossed out there.
Ah, the Dyneema, I forgot. Well, that explains that. We insulted you for no reason.
No worries. I was tying it up on the hip for that exact reason, but then I realized that the boat just kind of floats behind us no matter what we do.
Nice. It's like having a hard bottom boat around here.
Yeah, it gets you where you got to go quickly, that's for sure.
How many do you have on board? Is that bigger boat?
Right now, it's me and my friend Casey, just the two of us.
Oh, nice. Big boat for two people.
It's a lot of fun. We run it well together.
Yeah, I'm like that with Sky. He's one of my many seconds.
That is too cool. Hey, do you know of where we could land? It's been a while since we hit land, and I was thinking we take the boat over to Staniel. Is there anywhere over there you can pay or whatever?
So Staniel Key Yacht Club has the best accommodations for dinghies and tenders of any place. It's actually a little seawalled-in marina. I was going to offer, if you drive, I'll buy, and buy you guys a little dinner and a couple drinks.
Oh man, I'd be totally game for that.
Well, anytime. We've been tied up on here for a full day, so more time sitting on doesn't matter. We're watching you on the show actually right now because I had to verify the name of the boat.
No way, that is too funny. I think we'll probably get a little splashed up, maybe a little wet heading over there, but I'm all for it.
Sounds great. We'll just stand by 1-7 and figure out what we're going to wear so we can get wet and stuff like that.
Copy that, I'll be on 1-7 as well.
Freestyle, stand by 1-7.
Alright, looks like we are going to get some dinner with, you guys might remember Pat. I got another one. Yes, it is. This is sincerity. I barely got your comm, but I can hear you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That's awesome to see so many people out here. It's too cool.
Well, yeah, I recognize by your voice. So, yeah, where are you guys at?
We are anchored in Big Major right now. Over.
Yeah, it's all right about midway on it on the college.
come back. Oh, this might be them on the power
Yeah,
cat.
I'm just pushing on the hand. Looking on a better radio.
Copy. That is too cool. So many people out here. So we're gonna go get dinner with the guys on Freestyle. I think it's a guy and his son. I think his son's
Yeah,
20.
hey, so, yeah, this is free flow. Yeah, I'm in Big Major as well on the Polycraft 44 CPM line. Behind this, North Haven, I think it's a 60, another road. So you must be up in the north end.
Yes, sir. We are up in the north side. I'm gonna see if I can see you right now. I'm not seeing any power cats in here, but very cool. Very cool. I'm sure we'll cross paths at some point.
Yeah, no, I'm not on a Power Cat. I'm on the Polycraft 44 CPM line.
Oh, gotcha. Are you adjacent to me?
No, I'm behind the North Haven, another road. There's a Power Cat off to my starboard at my old 2 o'clock, but I'm about even with the cut.
Oh yeah, I think you're on the other side. I think I am south of you. Over.
Oh, roger that. Okay, yeah, we're up tight and close. Okay, so you're over by Standing.
Exactly. In front of Big Major, but on the Staniel side.
Yeah, I got you. All right, yeah, I'm on the east side of it. Cool.
Very cool. Well, thanks for reaching out, and I'm sure maybe we'll cross paths at some point.
Yeah, love your channel, and you know, you guys kill it. I know you put a lot of work into it. You guys bust ass, and it's pretty cool. So.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. What's the name of your vessel?
Free flow. I'm actually a looping boat left out of Wisconsin up on Lake Michigan.
Very cool. That would be the goal for me to make it up there to the freshwater. This old aluminum boat would love that.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, come up and see Palmer Johnson's burger and all that right out of Manitowoc.
So come to find out, my boat was actually built in Lake Michigan.
No kidding, at which yard? Up in Sturgeon Bay?
Not sure exactly where. The build sheet had said Fort Lauderdale, but then I spoke to the guy that ordered the boat back in '79, and he said, oh yeah, we drove it back from Michigan.
Wow. I would guess it was Palmer Johnson's in Sturgeon Bay. There wasn't that many more aluminum hull manufacturers up there. Or Berger, but Palmer Johnson's was doing a lot of them.
Very good chance maybe Broward subcontracted them.
Yeah, that could be from that vintage. They were kicking on a lot. I grew up there, so yeah, they were knocking on a lot.
Pretty interesting because the two sister ships to this boat had to get completely replated, and this one is still original, and she's not corroded.
Wow. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, if you see a PJ symbol in there or something like that, yeah, Palmer Johnson maybe.
Pretty cool. Thanks for the info.
All right, we'll keep it up, and yeah, I'm going back to 160.
Sincerity back 1.6. Too cool. Too cool. All right. We are off from the Broward on the center console. Gonna go pick up the boys on Freestyle. We're gonna meet them. They're friends with Pat, so I'm sure they're awesome. And we'll go grab some dinner and whatnot. It's gonna be a wet ride. Over here? This is breakwater.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you go around this little breakwater, and then there's a beach. We're at a really high tide right now.
Cool.
This is kind of weird.
All right, so we're pulling into Staniel Key right now with
Sky, Bruce.
Sky and Bruce, friends of Pat. And
right here, Gus. Over here.
over there?
Yeah. You're gonna go around this breakwater here.
Oh, in there. Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Got it. Oh, cool. Wonder
Then
if we
you
can
probably wanna
successfully
beach it.
tie this thing.
Well, you're gonna want to beach it, tie it to the tie rope.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll do our best to beach this thing up, but this is where we are. Gonna thread the needle here. Okay, so you got the wow. Well, I'll get you.
Oh yeah.
All right, I suppose we can beach her.
And beach it and you'll mow down around the tie rope.
I should look at the tide though before we
Yeah, it's all good.
because it might be better for me to just tie it up along the piles right there.
I don't think that's kosher, but I
No?
don't know. I almost look like that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Casey, you get off here. I'm gonna tie it along the piles.
Okay. Let me grab my purse.
Last year when the mermaid busted, these got high and dry and we got it off.
Did they?
Yeah. There's a big,
Good morning from Staniel Key. I am standing here with a frozen shrimp in my hand because right now we have a shark and he's swimming around. Let's throw that in the water and see if Sharky comes up and surfaces for it. We have some guests aboard. Welcome, George.
Hi.
And Casey. Casey with a K. So we have two Caseys aboard.
There's a rock in the middle here. How excited are you?
On a scale of 1 to 10, about 12.
I've been on my own for long enough. Maybe you can show me how to love.
Too cool.
All right, Gus, tell us where we are.
We are at the top of Boo Boo Hill right now, and it's quite beautiful.
Nice job.
No one's around to judge me.